something this big, you can't do it without the biggest NBA fan in this country, me.
Excuse me?
Not bad.
And what happens here? What happens here? Why am I here? Because I'm the biggest NBA. Okay, maybe in the women. Maybe in the women. Okay, I'll give this one to you, Ran. Okay, the biggest NBA fan in the country, and I'm second in line. Is that fair?
And you can't do this without
Yeah, you
us.
can't do this without us.
Okay, I get it. I can't do it without you, but I was in the middle of a video.
He actually lost the slam dunk competition to Laveen. That dunk.
That.
Even after that dunk. There was one where the mascot was on a hoverboard.
Right.
And it's going like this. And he goes, it's crazy. You have to see it.
And even then he lost it?
Imagine.
Nice.
Laveen's another level because he went from the free throw and he went under his legs. It was crazy.
By the way, for the people who don't know, he is a national level basketball player, so...
Really?
Yeah, see, you didn't know about this, I didn't know about this, and I was like, are you
When
sure?
did that happen? He and I went to school together. We're different years.
When you passed out, I had 4 or 5 more years.
Stop it! That's not even true.
But for the people who didn't understand, for the people who are actually fans, they would relate with this more. Earlier, if you had to go and find out about stats about the game, you had to go to multiple websites. But now, coming here is your one, and you could be with auntie and you could still be doing your thing. You have to make no more conversation.
When you say auntie, look there.
No.
That's a joke.
Yeah, she'll slam
Moving
my
on.
face onto the wall.
Swiftly. Yeah.
Moving
we
along.
all
No,
just
but like
competing.
on a more serious note, yeah, that we are. But I don't think he and I are competition for each other.
I don't know. I think you
Yeah.
are. He
Yeah,
says he's
ये
the
तो आपका
best.
बड़प्पन है,
Yeah,
madam.
mera badappan hai. But on a side note, I mean, come
Yeah.
on. Have you seen him? Seen me? There's no competition.
Obviously.
Are you kidding me? No, but like more seriously, coming back to what you were saying about the site when you were saying, you can check in and you can see whatever you want. I have to make a little bit of a confession here. I'm a new NBA convert, like I spent, even on roadies, like I spent a lot of time with him. He would keep talking about the game.
Right.
We would see him, and just for fun, he would be like, the minute he would be like, oh, we went Bhutan, and he would be like, oh, basketball court, we got to go and play over here. But then the more you start getting attached to a sport,
Right.
I mean, I've been associated with it since 2011, since it came here. But to cut a long story short, there are things that people who've gotten to the sport now, like I have about 4 or 5 years ago, we don't even understand or get. But when you actually log on, there's just so much because it's so self-explanatory,
Right.
especially for women out there who take just a little longer. Listen, this is not a feminist statement. And I don't mean it in a bad way, but women just take a little longer to understand sport. And this is great, I mean, I'm like logged on to my phone. It's just right here if I want to know the score, anything. Of course, there's Sony 6 as well, but
That's true.
this is fantastic.
But you could take this with you in your pocket and you're always connected, right?
Yeah, always connected.
It seems like you know a lot about basketball. You definitely also know a lot about basketball.
I'll tell you something that she has one up on me. She's actually been to 2 NBA games and she's met NBA players just before they. So she's got that. She's got.
Who's your brand new hero, Abhish?
You are. I
am.
really think so. Even though you do play basketball, she is
Even though he's the one who hooked me up with the game. But thank you,
Yeah.
NBA. I mean, like, Mark, thank you so much. Yannick, thank you so much for doing this. Guys, I have to say this. It's the best experience ever. Like, I watch a lot of live sport, but there is no better sport to watch than basketball
So
if you're watching
exciting.
a live
Yeah.
sport.
It's
So
so
exciting.
athletic. People are jumping high. They're running fast. There's almost contact. It's crazy. And the skill level in basketball is ridiculous. It's not like anybody who gets up can start playing because there are so many rules. It's crazy.
And you're running all the
It's
time.
a very
right?
attractive
I
sport.
like how both of you know so much about the game, but I still want to know who's probably the biggest fan between the two of you.
Why have
Alright?
you suddenly stood up?
No, I don't know.
I think they want to take a
I'm
picture
gonna
of the
stand
biggest
up
fan.
also, that's it. I'm in
Calm down,
competition
you.
mode.
Competition.
All right, so I'm going to be playing this game with
Anybody
you.
in a Chicago Bulls jersey's got to be the biggest NBA
Not
fan.
after Michael Jordan's retired.
Oh.
I'm wearing the shoes. I'm an MJ fan. Look
We,
at that.
we
Great
still have
shoes.
Derrick
Do I just
Rose. We
win?
still have Jimmy Butler. We've got a long way to go. Yeah.
You do. All right, I'm going to be playing something with you known as So You Think You Can Basketball. So I'm
Okay.
going to be asking our judges to score them according to the questions that I'm going to ask them.
Well,
right?
I know them for so long, so this is going to be.
You don't know the questions.
Do
so
you have
that's
like the
good.
dunk, like?
Yes.
Oh, you do.
Oh, they have a scorecard, by the way.
भाई साहब मेरे लिए
Listen.
सिर्फ 10 नंबर वाला देना.
5 तक ही है, कोई tension
सिर्फ
नहीं है.
10 number. Yeah.
This wasn't a part of the plan. Listen, I'm getting nervous. This quiz situation always makes me nervous.
That's the thing, right? If
Let me
say
take you.
you're a
Let me
fan-
take you back to roadies for a second. We were in a quiz competition together.
Right.
I had to eat a lot of cockroaches because I lost every question. I hope there's no other task like that over here.
No.
Okay,
No cockroaches. Just a little bit of a score and medicine. Taste of your own medicine. This is what others felt like on that day.
Okay.
So are you guys ready?
Yeah.
I'm going to be asking.
Listen, are you looking at Neha a lot?
Sorry, she's in my eye line. I mean,
It's like you're almost ignoring me. That's why I sat
Am
here.
I-
I got it from there and sat here. I'm like, this guy's not.
hey, are you looking at them? All of them are taking her photos. We are not even in the photograph, so I think I'm just doing
I might have
justice.
to stand up.
Okay.
Oh,
Take
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay, ready.
stay. All right. Neha, who's your favorite? Your favorite team is Chicago Bulls?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And yours is Golden State Warriors? All right.
And
so you guys
not since the last 2 years, since they've been doing really well. Since last 4 years, because they were an underdog team, and I am one of those guys who always roots for the underdog team, but now we're just it's a dream run. I don't want to say anything. Don't want
Yeah.
to say.
No, I like it because the fact that you've been a fan for 4 years, you're newly converted, but you also like Bulls. But did you also know when you go onto the website, you can literally click and select the team that you like. There'll be so much information about
You
NBA.
can kind of customize
and
it.
customize and
Wow.
personalize. For example, if it's Chicago Bulls, it gives you all the scores, the previews, the highlights, the fan moments, and even legends and history, things that they recommend. And at the same time, if you want to make it customized to your own thing, there you have it, Golden State Warriors.
I was like, if he doesn't do this, then I'm going to start like
already
another ring as a coach because they were the champions last year.
Ah.
Look at him, right behind my man.
And he beat his own record.
Stephen Curry's
Yeah?
hard.
He has his own record.
His own record.
He's got his own record. Yeah.
All right, good. So I'm going to go on with the questions now that we know who's fan. Question number 1, Neha. I'm going to ask you the first
Oh, wait,
question.
I'm taking a moment. I'm staring at Stephen Curry.
Oh.
Now I can look, yeah.
Now we are friends.
Yeah, now, and now that I stop staring at him, I can get my eyes off him.
Back
Chef
to back
Curry.
now.
Go back.
All right, Neha, the first question goes to you. Who's the current player from Chicago Bulls who has won the MVP award?
That's
You
I
no,
know.
no,
Can I answer?
This is a very easy. It's
will
so
get an easy
obvious.
question.
Can I just answer right now?
Yeah.
This is
Do you
not
want me to
fair.
stand and answer? How do you need to answer this?
Normal is fine.
Okay, fine. Derek Rose.
Oh,
Nice.
no.
What do you think? What do you think? 10. All right. I got a round of applause.
Guys,
Fantastic.
I just want to tell you, the jersey that she's wearing, she's a very intelligent woman, is of Derek Rose. And this question, I have something.
I'm just.
मेरा देखना कितना मुश्किल होगा.
अरे नहीं यार तेरा भी आसान है टेंशन मत ले. Are you
But
ready?
तेरे को तो सब मालूम है ना, Ran?
हाँ यार, but now like if you
You're
ask me
like-
Jimmy Butler's birthday,
I know that.
Okay, great. All right, Rannvijay, your question is: how many games have the Golden State Warrior won in the regular season?
So this is information for everybody. It's a world record. They have won 73 games to 9. Which the previous record was of Chicago Bulls during when Michael Jordan and Steve Kerr and all of these guys were there, where they had won 72 to 10. The day our man, the Black Mamba, was retiring, his name Kobe Bryant, that's the same day that this record was formed, 73 to 9. And I'm so proud of it. I'm so proud that I'm a fan of the Golden State Warriors. Round of applause.
Is it?
Can I get
absolutely-
11? Because I gave so much more
That's
information.
fantastic.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that was so much, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
You guys need to clarify that.
Now
but
he's staring at you. He's just stopped staring at me.
Now,
He's
now
showing
I'm just
off.
looking at
Now
you
he's
now.
showing off.
Throughout.
He's showing off.
Yeah, he's just showing off.
Every
Thanks,
practice
Mark.
correct. But also the thing is that if you want to be a basketball player or if you're a fan, you have, like I was the video was earlier speaking about NBA Fit. Also the website has this crazy good spot where you get tricks
Tips and tricks.
to be a better basketball player, to improve your skill. A few fitness regimes, the warm-up exercises and stretches that you can get to do. So
I'll tell you one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And as a basketball player, you know, you have to be very, very athletic. You're running fastest, so you don't have to just concentrate on your sprints.
right?
You do like, so for me, there's a mix of a lot of drills, a lot of basketball drills. You got to do lunges.
Which is what I'm going to get to. Wait, hold on. You got to keep that here. Which is our question, the next question for you, all right? We're going to start off with Rannvijay. What is your fitness regime? How do you stay fit? What's your regime?
So I'll tell you that. The thing is, I used to play a lot of basketball. So the first thing we did was you go and you warm up and you condition. There's something called conditioning. Before you even touch the ball, you're supposed to be fit to play. At that time, 40 minutes, right? In our college, and school. So there are a lot of German drills. German drills are when you sprint to one point of the court, come back, then the next, and and the last ones have to do it again. So you better make it, fast. A lot of burpees, a lot of lunges, a lot of freehand exercises, a lot of vertical jump, box jumps, and that's become my fitness regime. Even if anything to do with sports. So even when we're on roadies, I get everybody outside and I throw frisbees, and you were supposed to sprint, lunge, dive, all of that. So it's tough shooting with me. Ask her.
Yeah.
So I'm any sport, and I make that into the fitness regime.
Okay.
Because every sport you need different sets of muscles that get exercised, and the best thing you can do for your body is to shock it. Shock it.
Like,
if you keep doing the same thing again and again, your body gets used to it. The human body is the most adaptable, right? Sorry, it's too much for him.
No, I'm just like...
So you do a lot of free weight exercises, and you keep changing it, and that's the best, man. You be fit to play sport, and that's the reason you should be fit.
All right, good. That's a good answer. That's his answer, is to shock your body and to condition it.
Yeah.
But by that, Abhish, it does not mean to put your fingers in a socket and use shampoo and conditioner. It means you've got to work out.
That's
I'm so thankful you're here, because if something happened to him later, he's like, I'm going to shock it.
Shock it and condition it.
How is his regime? Is it, what would you give it? Good?
Oh,
we
6.
Got a 9. We got a 9 and we got an 8.
That's a 6.
All right, nice.
Oh, you gave him a 6.
love it. I love how it's not a 10.
Please sit here. There's too much light on you. It's not favoring me.
Now, Neha, what is your regime? What is your fitness regime?
Well, mine varies because I travel a lot. And so I just, carry my yoga mat everywhere. I carry my phone, my headset, whatever, just go for a run. And I think, I try and stay outdoors as much, and then I do a lot of freehand exercise.
Name a few.
Tons. So, starting from push-ups to squats to lunges to plank workouts. I was seeing a lot of the workouts over there, from burpees. I would have shown everyone what a burpee is, but then,
Wouldn't you love that, guys?
And even planks and stuff like that. It's actually pretty similar to the workout which is over here. And, sometimes you kind of get phased as to what you should do, because there's only that much that you can work towards. But this is great.
Also, can I add, because I know Neha, she's one of the fittest women. She does a lot of yoga. She runs a lot. And she's always, in a busy day while we're traveling also, she'll take out time and she'll work out. So if anybody has to follow her,
they have to run a lot.
She's quite inspiring in the fitness department.
I run a lot from my problems also.
Yeah.
But I don't get a score for that.
Score.
Oh yeah, what? Oh, awesome. See, that's what I'm talking about. Because her workout is more practical.
I said German drills.
But you're not going to German drill in a hotel, will you?
You can.
I said downward dog in yoga.
I'm going to place a high five.
I'm your only friend.
You're my only friend, Rannvijay.
Guys, I thought Rupak, we go back a long way, man. We did Yannick.
So, are you...
I'm heartbroken.
He's heartbroken.
I don't know about losing this, but about just the cheat that I'm getting from my friends. No. Okay, fair enough.
Let's continue.
There's more, right?
Yeah.
I have a question to ask. So I was looking at Satnam and Sim Bowler and things, and just the players. They've been doing so well. Ran, what do you think about Sim Bowler?
I actually think he's amazing because I've actually played with him.
Really?
Well, yeah, and he's for a big guy. He's got an awesome touch. His shooting is unlike Shaq, right? You remember Shaq? He can't even get, his shooting is awkward. This guy's got a great touch, great sense of the game. We actually went to a local court and we played with a lot of local talent here. The kids were amazingly talented and they got to play with Sim Bowler.
And isn't that another thing that the local heroes is this other thing that feature you have on the site? So you can pretty much stay connected with Wow, it's amazing. I just say something and it comes up.
Follow up the story of Simbuller and Satnam. You could also find
With
out
the
who
local
your
heroes,
new upcoming stars are. Even the legends in basketball that have been and stuff that you did not know, but very localized so that...
One of my favorite features is the Supreme Courts.
Right.
So you will know whichever city you're in.
I love the name.
Supreme Court. I think it's a very intelligent name. And the fact that you know that if you want to go for a good basketball game in that area, this is the place. This is where this guy played. This is where this team, kind of works out and they train. So that is a great feature for me. Hopefully the kind of basketball courts I'm going to in Bombay, they'll be on Supreme Court soon, right?
That's
not in a case, not fighting a case, but featured on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which is a great feature also though, because for us, if you want to play and you want to know like where can you play, this is one click and you know the kind of places that you can go and play.
And a lot of these guys who won Arjuna Award winners and a lot of players who playing for your national team and state team, when you know the history and legacy of a court, the schools that have brought about talent there, it's great to be on the same field.
Absolutely. I think at that point in time, I would like to go in and...
Give me a question and I know the answer for. So
yeah, that's what I want to make sure that this question is equal for you. Neha, are you ready? This question is for you. You ready?
Yep.
Your question is, what was Satnam's overall pick at 2015 NBA draft? Which team was he drafted in?
I told you this when it happened.
I know the answer.
Yeah.
52nd
Yes.
and Dallas Mavericks.
Absolutely correct. Awesome.
Very proud of you.
What's
Very
the score?
Thanks,
10, 100% correct. There you go. All right. Now, by the way, another fact that you might not know is that Satnam was picked by none other than... I think someone's got a question there.
Can I ask you a question?
Awesome. Someone's got a question there. Great.
Somebody's got a question.
Yeah.
Hello. Hi, Rannvijay. Hi, Neha.
Hi.
My question is for Rannvijay.
Hi.
And the question is, how NBA.com beneficial for Indian fans?
How's it? See, I think what I also noticed is that there's a lot of localized content that is on there for a lot of fans here. It'll be relatable. So if you talk about Supreme Courts, if you talk about local heroes, it's all about what basketball and what NBA, what junior programs, what 3-on-3 jam sessions, what ACG, all the things that NBA is doing in India, you'll have information about that. And also, of course, whatever's happening back home in the US. So for fans to know if there is any camp, to know if any players coming in, to know what the next program is, what the next tournament is, it's amazing. And also to keep yourself updated with all the scores and who's going on in the playoffs, all the details, and fitness tips. Even if you can't get to a camp, just the fact that all the same exercise you get to do that will be in a camp, or what an NBA player does, what he eats, what he drinks, what's the lifestyle, I think that's a huge benefit that the fans in India will get. And I wish when I was playing, I got all of that, because maybe we'd be in the US right now playing for a team.
No, maybe you'd be playing and I'd be watching.
Yeah, I'd be watching. So yeah, I think it's amazing. I've been actually working with the NBA for a few years now. The best part about what NBA is doing is the junior NBA program, which means the love for the sport starts at a very young age.
Yeah.
People understand the sport. Once you have a kid who understands basketball, he's only going to look up to the NBA. There is no other place in the world that you can look up to if you have to get inspired. Having Sim Bhullar and Satnam Singh makes me believe that there'll be more Indian players in the league, right? And all of this happening at the touch of a button, not even on the computer, on your own phone, is amazing.
Yeah.
Right? So there are a lot of benefits, and I'm glad the first question was that. And have I answered it well?
Yes.
Very well, very well.
Anything you'd like to add, Rupak?
Well, no, I just want to echo what you're saying. I just want to say that, when you're talking to the Indian fan, everyone appreciates a level of customization talking to who you are. You're not just another fan somewhere in the world. And if you know, and it's very clear from the content, that there is a lot of effort from the NBA side, from our side, to actually provide customized content for the Indian fan that is contextual, right? And covering everything that Rannvijay talked about, and even, focusing on whether it's a Sim or a Satnam right now. And I think it's just a matter of time before we have others going into the NBA.
It's true. Awesome. Let's move on to another question. Yes.
My question is jointly for Mr. Kalaso and Rupak. Since you all have been speaking a lot about the localized content, Mumbai specific itself, there are tournaments of the repute of a Savio Cup. And Savio Cup, there's some great players and great teams emerging year after year. So are you guys planning to partner with something of that sort and try and see how you all can bring about the local players in the limelight? And the second part of the question is for Neha. Since you're into a mix of sports and Bollywood both, I'd like to ask you as to whether you feel that a sports person being appointed as a Rio ambassador is fair, or a Bollywood person. What would be more impactful? Because that's hurt a lot of sentiments.
I think we should first go on with the question that you had asked, more pertinent to this event. So we'll go with that first.
Yeah, everything we've been doing since we've been here is really about helping the game of basketball grow. So whether we do Junior NBA, whether it's NBA Jam, or whether it's our partnerships on various media platforms. So, events like the Savio Cup, the Ramo Memorial, with such heritage in this country. And that's really what we look at in our section, Local Heroes. We're looking to highlight these young players, whether they are already, made a name for themselves. If you look at Amjot Singh, Vishesh Raghuvanshi, kids who are coming up through the system, also much younger kids who are 18, 19-year-olds. This is the platform that we're giving them, not just for their performances in tournaments, but just give them an opportunity so that they can be a position on a site which is going to be viewed not just in small pockets, but by millions of fans across India.
Lovely. Let's go on to another question. All right. Hi. What's up?
The second part of the question is not answered.
The second part of the question is more holistic for sports, not for specific.
If you want to answer it, answer it.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Sure. Go ahead.
I think, fortunately or unfortunately, we come from a country that's very, very rich when it comes to its culture. Now, when you talk about Indian culture abroad, everybody in the world just says, oh, Bollywood. The largest, if you had to look at the largest face of Indian culture that can speak volumes, think about it. Can you give me a name that you can come up with? Quickly.
Bigger than?
No, just what is your answer to, okay, culturally, if you had to think of one face, we don't have an answer to that. The thing is, if you actually think of it, you think of Amitabh Bachchan, you think of Shah Rukh Khan, everybody worldwide talks about it. Having said that, I'm somebody who represents Indian cinema as well, sitting over here on stage. But, my unfulfilled dream as a person has always been, every time I was, the entire time when I was growing up, my dad, he would always be like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I was just like, I don't know, but I want to walk in that Olympic squad, like play some sport and walk in it. It has a little bit of an agenda, the question. It's slightly, it could take a wrong turn, my answer, but I'd like to speak my mind because I always have, and I really think that it should be an athlete because they work very hard, they train very hard, and if this time, if they don't get their recognition, I think it's not fair.
Awesome. Great, let's go on to the lady. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, my question is from Mar. What plan does NBA has for India to make basketball the second most popular sport here?
Yeah, we have significant plans. One, it starts with, and Rannvijay mentioned this, it starts with getting kids to play the game of basketball because we know that by the time you're a certain age, it's harder to become a fan. And so we have to start teaching kids how to play the game now. And through our partnership with Reliance Foundation Junior NBA, we're reaching 2 million kids. We've had 1,000 different grassroots events over the last several years, getting trainers and coaches, teaching them how to coach the game of basketball, building new courts, getting basketballs out into kids' hands so that they can understand this beautiful game. Because the game is such a wonderful game. It teaches values that are well beyond sport. It teaches you how to be a good teammate. It teaches you if you work hard enough at your craft like Satnam and Sim did, that you can perhaps one day reach that dream of playing professional basketball. And those are all lessons that the game of basketball can teach. And that's one of the things that we're very focused on in terms of growing the sport here in India.
Oh, great. Let's go for one last question if anyone's got that. If not, we would be wrapping up. Any more questions?
Can I ask you, what's the ACG program all about? I obviously know, I just wanted a few people.
Yeah, I mean, it's the ACG NBA jump. It's really a pyramid, right? I mean, when you're looking at development of talent, you start with kids when they're young, junior NBA. Then you've got activities when they grow older, like NBA Jam. And ACG NBA jump is really it's the funnel where you take kids in all these programs. They have an opportunity to become a professional basketball player through a nationwide talent hunt. And with the top 32 players go into a national camp, and the top player actually gets trained and then sent for a D-League tryout in August this year in New York.
That's awesome.
It's
That's
part
amazing.
of the funnel of the entire program.
How's it going so far? You're seeing some good talent?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We just completed the first year, and we've had not just one, but we've had 8, 9, 10 kids who could have actually made it, but obviously we had to select one, and we've done that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You know, before we sign off, I just want to say one last thing, that I keep saying that I'm a brand new convert, and I don't have too many women that I talk to about basketball, and I wish that changes, and I'm hoping that through this we can change that. It's a great game. If nothing else, watch it for the players because they're so hot. And also, I mean, I've never woken up at 6 in the morning to actually watch a game, although there are repeats, but that joy of watching it live on Sony 6 as well,
amazing.
It's amazing. So, and I was just sitting with Ran, and I was just like, hey, let's just go play a game of basketball soon after this. And that's the craze of this sport, and I just love it. And it's what you guys are doing is absolutely fantastic.
Awesome.
Can I just say something? In my past several month association with the NBA as the 120 Media Collective, one thing that's become really clear is when they say they're committed to India, it isn't something for a press release or for a statement in a forum like this. It's real. And they're going at it really holistically, and it's amazing. And I'm very confident that in a few years from now, their objectives will be achieved, in fact, surpassed.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, what the front...